I'm Ashley Taylor. I'm a lecturer here at the University of Central Florida. I'm the 2021 Dziuban Award winner for my course, Introduction to Computer Design. I also teach on campus. I teach design, printmaking, and drawing right here at UCF.
The Chuck Dziuban Award for Excellence in Online Teaching was established in 2012 to recognize one UCF faculty member who's done a fantastic job teaching online.
We take our time reviewing all of the applications, and this year's awardee, Ashley Taylor, had exceptional examples in her application. Student satisfaction and student engagement were all off the radar for us. They were amazing.
Winning the Dziuban Award is really thrilling because in a virtual space, not everyone sees what you're doing except your student. I'm really excited that not only to get the award, but to showcase that the arts are, doing some great things. One of my favorite parts of teaching at UCF is the underdog spirit that we always have and the excellence we constantly display, just that willingness to try things. One of the most common concerns I get from students is, I'm not an artist or I'm not creative. And I always say, you are creative, you are a problem solver, and you have the ability to creatively find ways to do things. Creativity is not a linear process by any means. Some days we're creative, some days we're not. How do we become creative? How can we stay creative? As an instructor, I want to empower my students in ways that I might not have felt empowered. I want them to learn from my mistakes. I'm the instructor that tells all the mistakes I've made to make them feel more comfortable. I want them to feel comfortable to take risks. I got started with online teaching in the fall of 2019. And it's funny to hear the word computer art because it's actually about design. So it's about learning how to design. The main focus is using Adobe programs. So we teach how to use Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, and Adobe InDesign, which are industry standard programs for working in any kind of design field. Students learn how to use the program, but also learn how to work in composition, in typography, in color. So they're not only learning the software, but they're learning some of the major parts of design. The biggest benefit of taking this course online is the way I've designed the tutorials. Videos are so helpful. The students can re-watch. Students really like the ability to create something from their perspective, but follow along on my tutorials and see how I approach a design problem. So I use a lot of materials in my course, and one of them is Materia, which I can design more of an exciting quiz instead of just a generic question and answer. I can actually use matching games to make sure that students are understanding some of the software that I teach, as well as the reasons behind why they're using that. One of the major challenges of online learning is communication. So students are able to communicate with me through web courses, but there's also a great Q&A page I set up. So if they have some of the most common questions I get, I put right on the Q&A page so that they don't feel too worried about asking. I love using discussions. We use discussions to address some of the issues and exciting parts of art and design. Discussions are also used in the virtual space just to introduce each other. I'll also rely on surveys to get to know where everyone's at. So we have a lot of majors and also non-majors. So I'll have students that are on the art track, but I'll also have students in nursing. So I'll use surveys in the beginning, I'll use surveys in the middle just to check on everyone, make sure, the course is working and how I can improve it even during the semester. And then at the very end, how can I improve the course? When students leave the course, I want them to be confident in their ability. I think the thing that they come in with most is a lack of confidence. So I want them to remove the idea of perfection from their brain. So hopefully by the end of the course, they've understood that they will make mistakes and that it's okay. My goal as an instructor is to make the overall experience a nice place for students to be able to share their story, as well as create exciting and challenging work.